The prestigious MJA Awards, the Oscars of medical and health journalism, were again held in the suitably exalted venue of the 17th floor of the News Building in London Bridge. And the fabulous views of the city were matched by the amazing talent that was celebrated on the night. The audience, made up of MJ members, including those who'd been shortlisted for an award, sponsors and judges, were welcomed by the MJ's chair, Sean Linton.
Tonight we're celebrating journalism that holds power to account, exposes wrongdoing, explains the complex world that people live in today. I am vicariously proud of everyone that's a member of the MJA and proud as chair of the MJA to see all of this great work being produced, even when everyone's under increasing pressures, as we know.
Sean thanked the sponsors of the awards, without whom such an event wouldn't be possible. These were AstraZeneca, the AVPI, the Doctors Association UK, Haleon, Real Chemistry, Blue Lozenge, Pharma Nord, Genolier Patient Services, Roche and Virgo Health. For the second year running, the host of the evening was the journalist and psychologist Dr. Sian Williams, who was delighted to catch up with former colleagues, and she praised the entries. The first award of the evening, presented by Judge Nick Samuels from Freshwater UK, went to Rebecca Barry from ITV News. Judge Barbara Rowlands from City University London announced the winner of Podcast of the Year, a team from the BBC with their COVID Inquiry podcast, Jim Reid, Emma Crow, Kate Collins and Sebastian Paris. The award for Climate Change and Health was presented by Stephanie Bezic, Global Sustainability Activation and Capability Lead at Haleon, which sponsored the award. And the winners were Michael Peel, Ian Bott, Stephen Bernard and Charlie Bibby from the Financial Times, and Michael was able to collect the award from Stephanie. Then it was the Dr. David Delvin Award for Sex and Sexual Health Journalism, supported by David's widow Christine Webber, who presented the award to Noel Titheridge from the BBC News website. Awards judge Adam Brimelow, Director of Communications at NHS Providers, announced the winner of Case Study of the Year, which was Ben Spencer from the Sunday Times. His colleague and MJA Chair Sean Linton collected the prize on Ben's behalf. Marjorie Wallace, journalist and CEO of the charity Sane, kindly presented the award to the winner of the Mental Health Story of the Year, who was Adele Waters from the BMJ, the first of two awards Adele won on the night.
I feel absolutely delighted. It's been a great evening, and when I got the second award, I was surprised about both of them. And I've just had a very moving moment. One of the pieces I wrote was about doctor suicide, and one of the case studies in that piece is here tonight. She came up to me and we had a hug, and I told her that after every single interview, when it had finished, I put the phone down and I cried, because it was a really tough feature to write, but an important one. So I feel like, you put a lot of work and sometimes your heart and soul into these things, and it's just wonderful to get the recognition. It really is wonderful, and I feel very happy about it and very thankful. So yeah, it's a great evening.
Feature of the Year for a broadcast audience was sponsored by Blue Lozenge, and its chief executive and founder, Rachel Royal, gave the award to Patrick Russell and Cree Summer-Horton, two of the winning team from ITVX.
Amazing, and also to be around all these other amazing journalists and all the people who were nominated as well, like the people who were nominated up against us had brilliant stories as well.
To be here and to be commended, especially up against Dispatches, is something that I could never have imagined in my wildest dreams, so it's amazing.
The Doctors Association UK kindly sponsored the Feature of the Year for a Specialist Audience award. Dr. Helen Fernandez, consultant neurosurgeon and co-chair of the sponsors, announced that the winner was Samar Bajaj from Nature. His award was collected by Judge Claire Burrows. The category Feature of the Year for a general audience was sponsored by Genolier Patient Services. On their behalf, Marina Bosshard, Director of Operations at the Swiss Medical Network, announced the winner, Adele Waters, giving her a second award of the night, to Adele's obvious delight. The Gordon McVie Award for Reporting Cancer Research is supported by his widow, Claudia McVie, who was there to announce the winner, Liam Drew from Nature Outlook. Again, MJA Chair Sean Linton accepted the award on Liam's behalf. Matt T, Executive Director of Communications and Engagement for the NHS Kent and Medway, revealed the winner of Freelance of the Year on behalf of the award's sponsors, Pharma Nord. This was Anjana Ahuja, who had submitted 3 pieces of work that had been published in the Financial Times. The Science Explained Award is supported by Roche and was presented by Amisha Sapti, Corporate Communications Partner. This was a hotly contested category, and the winner was Amanda Ruggieri from the BBC.
Absolutely delighted, obviously. There were a lot of amazing stories in my category, so it was completely unexpected, and I feel delighted. And I actually don't even live in the UK anymore. I live in Switzerland, so I made this special trip just for this, and I thought as soon as I booked my flight, I thought, well, there goes the award, because as soon as I make the effort to come over here, I'm not going to win it, right?
Then it was on to News Story of the Year for a broadcast audience. This was supported by Virgo Health, and Group Managing Director Sarah Gordon was on hand to announce the winners. Another BBC team, this time from the 10 o'clock news, Camilla Horrocks, Fergus Walsh and Joshua Falcon.
I should say I'm speechless, but I'm not. I'm completely thrilled because this wouldn't have happened without each of us putting in everything we had. Josh, filming and editing everything you saw on screen. Camilla, every single person she tracked down and secured all the interviews. I wrote the script. We made a great team, and I'm so proud of my colleagues. It was a real honour to work with them, and then to have it recognised by the MJA is really the icing on the cake. We're thrilled.
Just a great thanks really to the people that allowed us into their homes in Canada and California, and a lot of these people, they are talking to us in the very last weeks of their lives, and to allow us to film them and interview them and share some of their experiences was such a great honour, and it wouldn't have made the documentary we made without the contributors that wanted to work with us.
News Story of the Year for a specialist audience was supported by Real Chemistry. Saru Douglas, Senior Group Director, handed the award to Elizabeth Mahays from the BMJ.
It really feels amazing. There are so many incredible nominees tonight. I could not guess who was going to win anything, and I didn't think I had a hope in hell. So it feels really nice to be recognised, especially in a group of such amazing journalists. But the piece was an FOI, so it was looking really in depth at the weight management services in the UK and the NHS. And since I did the investigation last year, the topic has really exploded with the Ozempics and the Mounjaros and all of that stuff. So I think it was probably a mixture of good timing and just old-fashioned FOI journalism.
Judge Yuba Bissot from the National Institute of Health Research revealed the winners of the award for News Story of the Year General Audience, which were Eleanor Hayward and Poppy Koronka from The Times.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah,
we're delighted.
It was really great, tough competition. So we're really pleased.
Yeah, I think even to get shortlisted is a huge honour. So to win, we really weren't expecting it, and we're just chuffed. Yeah, we did quite a big in-depth investigation between us. It took quite a few weeks of hard work into just looking at the landscape of weight loss drugs in the UK. Poppy did a lot of the online stuff.
Yeah, so I went on a lot of Facebook groups and spoke to a lot of people using the drugs and trying to get discount codes and stuff like that. And then Ellie did a lot more of the pharmaceutical, in-depth hard news stuff at the top.
So just a bit of a combination of kind of the NHS rollout being quite slow and it being really hard to get Ozempic and Wegovy, and then obviously you can just go online and buy it quite easily. So we just really did a deep dive on all of that.
The ABPI sponsored the next award, Editor of the Year. Its Director of Communications, Jack Neil Hall, was delighted to present the award to the BMJ Features Editor, Jennifer Richardson.
Yeah, Absolutely delighted. I mean, the MJA is an amazing organisation that champions the best in health journalism, which is such an important area that needs lots of light shining on it, and it's amazing to have my name in the list against all those other great journalists in health. It's really important to say with Editor of the Year, like the pieces that I entered weren't written by me, they were written by some amazing journalists that I work with, and at the BMJ we're really lucky to work with some amazing freelance journalists, so I need to give a shout out to Emma Wilkinson and Sophie Borland, delighted on their behalf and the whole team at the BMJ.
The final award of the evening was for Outstanding Contribution to Health and Medical Journalism. There are no finalists announced for this, the MJA's Premier Award. Judges from each category panel can put their winner forward for this final award, which is then decided on by a majority vote of all the judges. It's sponsored by AstraZeneca, and James Mole, Director of Healthcare at Hanover Communications, announced the winners on their behalf. And it was the BBC team, Camilla Horrocks, Fergus Walsh and Joshua Falcon, for their winning News Story of the Year entry for BBC 10 O'Clock News, Assisted Dying North America. Fergus was happy to be able to collect it.
It's such an honour. This project with these two are as you know, people say it's a team effort, but this was the three of us doing this. We wouldn't have had any of the people that we interviewed without Camilla. And Josh filmed and edited every word, every picture that we saw, and I wrote it. We're such a great team.
Congratulations to all our winners, and thanks to the 2025 judges and the sponsors who made this celebration of excellence possible. After the ceremony itself, the evening continued in a true journalistic style, with excellent food, wine and lots of gossip. Another successful evening from the Medical Journalists Association.